I want to figure out if I should buy and hold blockchain stocks right now for a long-term investment. Let's figure that out right after the intro. Hi, my name is Philip. Let's get invested together. At first, we need to understand what blockchain is and how a business can make money with it. I will not cover Bitcoin in this video. I will be focusing just on blockchain, the technology which is what makes Bitcoin work in the first place. But blockchain can be used for a lot of other things. In 10 to 20 years, blockchain will be one of the world's most important technologies. It can be used for safe cross-border payments, smart contracts, identity management, and a lot more. Even Forbes magazine thinks that way. In fact, the World Economic Forum projects blockchain will store 10% of the global GDP within the next decade. Okay, blockchain is important and can be used for a lot of things, but how does it work? Think about blockchain like a group chat. 3 people agreed to meet in the mall at 4 p.m. and everyone agreed. This information is after sending saved on each phone, which is in the group chat. That's really important. It's decentralized. Now Max, one of the people in the group chat, would like to change the time to 5 p.m. Now everyone needs to agree to this new time. If not, the old time, 4 p.m., is kept and nothing changes. That means no one can individually change anything later, after everyone agreed on it. This principle is the key of blockchain. That means the information is saved in a timeline. This timeline cannot be manipulated later by an individual person. And this timeline is saved on every device, which is part of the network. The one thing you can do is add new information at the end of the timeline. Now that we understand the principle behind blockchain, how can a company earn money with it? Blockchain itself is not a business model. It's just the principle. Let's cover 3 sustainable business models. The first, Blockchain as a Service, BaaS. It involves providing businesses with an ecosystem to help manage their blockchain systems. This is really promising and sustainable because blockchain is one of the most important technologies of the future, as we discussed before. Big companies will need to integrate it into their systems, and for that they are in need of help. Those big companies are already starting to integrate blockchain. Okay, the next business model is blockchain-based software products. This means basically to solve a problem with a blockchain software solution and then sell this software to customers or companies. And the last of my 3 sustainable business models is peer-to-peer blockchain. This helps end users to interact directly and safely with each other. There are a lot ways to monetize this model, for example, transaction fees. If such a system spreads, companies like Amazon and eBay would become obsolete. Even Jeff Bezos agrees with that. He thinks if blockchain is becoming a bigger thing, Amazon won't be that big of a company in the future. Now that we understand blockchain and how to earn money with it, let's find companies we can invest in. The first is Overstock. Its main business is online retailing, primarily selling furniture. But since 2014, they own Medici Ventures. It is a fund with a lot of different blockchain companies. One of them is Votes. It's a digital blockchain voting system for the United States, which is really promising. Or Bit. It makes online money transfer simpler with payment systems based on blockchain. But the fundamentals are not so nice. At first, the earnings are very low in 2020, and in the years before they were negative. Also, sales were growing in 2020. they are at 2.5 billion. That means they are not really that profitable. And for me, the red flag is a price-earnings ratio of 60. Keep in mind, Apple has a price-earnings ratio of around 30 to 40. That means it takes the company 60 years to earn their current share value of $76 US. Medici Ventures for itself would be really promising, but it is included in the overstock company and the fundamentals are not that nice. And for me, it is just too expensive and too much of a risk. Let's jump to the next one. It's DocuSign Incorporated. It's an American company that allows organizations to manage electronic agreements. DocuSign has actively used blockchain technology in its business since 2015, allowing customers to recover their agreements on the Ethereum blockchain. I like the business model a lot, but the fundamental data is again not that nice, at least in the last 6 years. They have negative earnings of about $250 million per year, but their earnings rose the last 5 years around 40%, which is a little promising. I know, the company is since 3 years listed on the stock market and it takes time to create a profitable business. But to invest there, it's connected to a lot of risk, and with a value of $204, it's definitely not cheap. Let's cover ETFs as well, to diversify the risk, but still be part of the rising market of blockchain. At first, let's talk about the Amplify Transformational Data Sharing ETF. It has $1 billion on assets under management and it exists since 2018. BLOK is an actively managed ETF that invests in a minimum of 80% of its net assets in stocks of companies engaged in the development and utilization of blockchain technologies. Long sentence. It follows a blended strategy, investing in a mix of value and growth stocks. The fund is comprised of 55 holdings, mostly operating within the software and service, diversified financials, and media and entertainment industries. I really like this ETF because of its huge diversification and its relatively big net worth that provides additional safety. But currently it's a little bit too expensive at $60. Right now the current fair value would be $20 for me, but because of the growth opportunity I would buy it at a value under $40. Now let's talk about another ETF, the Reality Shares Nasdaq Next Gen Economy ETF. It has $219 million on assets under management and it exists since 2018. BLCN tracks the Reality Shares Nasdaq Blockchain Economy Index, which shows the performance of companies involved in developing, researching, supporting, innovating, or utilizing blockchain technology. The ETF follows a blend strategy, investing in growth and value stocks of large cap companies across developed markets. I like this ETF as well because of its huge diversification, but the net worth is a little bit too low for me, at about 200 million. And it's currently a little bit too expensive at $51 right now. The current fair value would be $25 for me, but because of the growth opportunity, I would buy in at a value under $40. I'm going to buy the Amplify Transformational Data Sharing ETF when it's under $40 because I am sure the blockchain market is going to be one of the next big technologies. But for me it's too early to be sure that one specific stock is going to be one of the big winners of that technology. To still be part of that development, I'm going to buy this ETF. And later on, when the market is better defined and not that foggy as it is right now, I'm buying specific stocks. If you don't want to miss that out and you enjoyed watching the video, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thanks for watching, have a good one.